We're live on Facebook. Hey everyone. Hi everyone. Hey Salmine.
Hi
Right.
Morna, hi everyone.
Hi. So welcome to the Love Seat. I'm Morna Haist, the founder of Revolutionary Woman, and I'm here with the unbelievably amazing Salmine Sassi,
Thank
who's joining us from Tunisia.
thank you. Hi
Welcome.
everyone. Thank you
Okay,
so much
let's
for the invitation.
Oh, and we're live on Facebook and someone has joined us. That's awesome. So if you're joining us live, then let us know you're here and where you're from. And if you have any questions for us, pop those into the chat. And if you're watching the replay, then let us know as well. So I'm so excited to have this conversation with you today, Salmine. And I want to tell folks that I know a lot of incredible women, and Salmine is just about the most incredible one that I know. She is, yeah, well, you are. You are doing amazing work on the planet. And Salmine and I met in 2016, I think it was
hmm
2016. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the US when Salmine was at the Watson Institute incubating She Starts Africa. So let's start there. Salmine
Yeah.
is the founder of She Starts Africa. She's a global business consultant, and she's also, I'm extremely fortunate. I feel like all my Christmases have come because she's also our lead mentor in the Revolutionary Woman Global Dojo, which is amazing. Um, let's start with, where do we want to start? I'm thinking, okay, there's just a million questions going through my head right now. Let's start with what it's like to be living where you're living on the planet, what's happening where you live, and then let's sort of segue into talking about She Starts Africa and this mission that you're on the planet.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Thank you, Morna, for inviting me and being so kind and nice. So I am currently in Tunis, Tunisia, in North Africa. I guess I to talk about She Starts Africa, I really have to talk about women in my country just in general, and
Please.
I always tell this specific story about a warrior. She is an Amazigh or a Berber warrior from North Africa. Her name is Al Kahina. I can write her name later in a
Please.
comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. And she was in wars with the Arab invasion of North Africa. So they had to fight like 40 full on wars against her to be able to kill her at the end because they just blindsided her. They couldn't kill her. She's very strategic, very smart, um, and she led these wars. And I think that's a representation of Tunisian women or North African women. Uh, Women in Tunisia are very strong. They are go-getters. They want to change their lives. They want to create better opportunities for their kids. I grew up with my mom who lived all sorts of adversities, poverty, arranged marriage, drop out of school, all sorts. But she did change her life to give me and my brother a better future, treated us the same, raised us the same. But I couldn't say um, it's general in Tunisia. Like boys and girls are not raised the same most of the times. I mean, boys are raised spoiled, and girls are raised to take care of everything and of her brother and of the house.
Wow. Okay.
So a lot of pressure on women in Tunisia. So the thing with Tunisian women is like it's not about rights. So 100, that is like I would say 99% equality, but it's about the gender roles. So you
Okay.
are both supposed to be one thing, supposed to be female, feminine, play that certain gender role, but also you are supposed to be doing all the things for your brother or husband and putting him in front in a way. So I know I told you this story before, Morna, about how when a family go to dinner, and in most families, women make more money, and so when the bill is on the table, she would give the money to her husband under the table, so he'd pay because he's the man, and that's Tunisia. So I
Okay,
think
so
it's
tell
very
me,
funny.
it is funny. So hang on. So you said that women are making the money. So women are making the money in Tunisia. How are they doing it?
Yeah, women are making the money, but they are not in leadership. So when you
Right.
look at um, even in alternative economy, you see more women. My mom has a textile factory. There are 40 something women and two men.
Right.
You see more men sitting in coffee shops the whole day than you ever see women do that. So women try to find any solution to make money. They are entrepreneurs of necessity, not of opportunity. So
Right.
everywhere in Tunisia, like 93, or I think it's more than 95% of businesses in Tunisia are micro businesses, and most of them are run by women because it's a one person business. And she's an entrepreneur by necessity. She's building something so she can make money and give a life and a future for her kids.
Right.
Um, but they are not in leadership. This is the gap. They are active members of the economy, but they are not in leadership. They are not the
Mm.
CE. Not a lot of CEOs are women. Tech startup co-founders are women, or I don't know, deans or any type of seniority. You'll find more men than women,
Mm.
and it's not related to skills, of course.
Yeah,
A lot
of
of other
course,
things.
of course, of course. And yeah, it's so fascinating. And if folks have any questions for Salmine, far away. And I want to welcome Lorna and Hara and Sarah and Kim. So we've got folks tuning in from London and Canada and the US, which is cool. Yeah, I really like how you phrased it, that they're entrepreneurs by necessity, and then you said not by opportunity. Was it opportunity the
Mhm.
word you used? Yeah,
Yeah,
and I have a similar experience in some of the countries that I've worked in, where women really are the backbone of the economy. Through micro businesses, through these really kind of tiny businesses, one woman businesses that are designed to put food on the table for their own kids, but they have no power. These businesses are very vulnerable, right? Because they're usually kind of, if you're working that day, you make money kind of businesses. Is that the same in Tunisia, that if you're doing it, you're making
yeah,
money? If you're not, there's no money? Because
yeah, yeah. It's
yeah,
the same
so,
thing.
same thing. So they would be pretty vulnerable. And then similarly, I can't even say that. The power structures are run by men, it sounds like. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
yeah.
definitely. I mean, even I always say the parliament of Tunisia is a representation of Tunisia, and you look at it and you'll know, like, I don't know the percentage of men and like maybe 10 or 9 women.
Wow, wow.
Um,
So was this kind of the impetus or the thread of why you started She Starts Africa? Tell us about that journey, and
yeah.
and tell us about She Starts Africa, and what you hope to do, what you're doing with it, and kind of how it came about.
Yeah. So, okay. I did not grow up saying, well, oh, I'm a feminist. That is that negative connotation about feminism until the summer of 2016. So when I got accepted to go to Watson Institute, I got a student scholarship, like a 75% scholarship, and I had to raise funds and like find sponsorship for the remainder of the tuition fees. So I had to like, I made this really nice proposal, printed out graphics, pictures, and like, here's what I need from you, and here's what I can give you in return. Like I was giving volunteer hours or volunteer internship to help with certain things, or like do marketing for them. For these companies, or do promotional videos. So I was offering something. I wasn't asking for money, just please give me money. So I spent that summer knocking on doors, on big corporates and banks' doors, and be like, well, here's who I am, and here's what I'm offering, and what I want from you. And I know that you have a CSR department, and this is a tax cut for you. So you're winning anyways.
So you're smart. You're
uh,
selling yourself smart. But yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
what was the
because
reception you got?
yeah, so the reception was when I knew I was a feminist,
Okay.
because a couple, and not a couple, a lot of people would say, things like, do your parents know about this? You're going to the US. Do your parents know about this? I'm like, what question is this? And these are CEOs, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
And you were a grown-up human being at this point. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was 21, I think, or 22. And one person, or not one person, more than one would tell me, oh, you're a woman, you should finish your university and get a job. Do your parents know about this? This I heard at least in every interview or meeting that I had. And then what is entrepreneurship? Is it for women? Um, and then there were a couple of comments of like social entrepreneurship is nothing, but that, okay, like that I can debate with. The other one is different though. So I had a lot of comments like that, and I didn't accept them. I'm generally honest and like direct, and so I would say my 2 cents,
Right.
and I would say exactly how I felt about whatever they said. And I remember someone, I'm not gonna say, because in my university that
Just
I
between
went to
us.
for,
Carry on.
yeah, in my university, my dean back then, I went to him for support, and he literally was like, okay, go ask for your family for support, and like just neglected me. And I'm not gonna say because I'm a woman or not, but at least that's the feeling that I received. If it was someone else, he would not have treated me that way.
Mm.
Um, so I started thinking that I am a feminist and I love being a feminist because I didn't like how these men were talking to me. I didn't like that they were in those places and those seats that I didn't think they deserved. But also, I looked back to my own family, my own community of the amazing women that I see doing amazing things, not being recognized for the work that they do, or not being in leadership in the sectors in whatever sectors I work in. So that's when I was like, well, what I want to do is I want to support women to be not to be actively engaged in the economy because they are in the economy, to be leaders of the Tunisian economy and African economy. The Africa part, let me show you. The Africa part, I think, is just me. This is Africa. It's always with me. I love the idea of a united Africa, the idea of this continent that's colorful, filled with strong women, because the history of the whole country
Oh,
is
yeah.
a lot related to strong women.
Unbelievably
Um,
strong woman. Yeah, totally.
exactly, like in
Yeah.
every country, there is a history of like these strong women doing amazing things. And like how colorful, how rich the continent is, and how used the continent is as well. And I always, when I was young, I would dream of becoming that politician, like the president of Africa, and unite Africa and have like create internal trade between African countries. And grow our economy. Like when I was a kid, that was my dream.
Wow.
Now it's a little bit different. Now I understand economy and politics, so it's different, but yeah, so that's where She Starts came from. And She Starts Africa is a safe space for female aspiring entrepreneurs where we offer the space, community, and training to help them start their entrepreneurial journey. So we do programs in initiation to entrepreneurship, so entrepreneurship education, but we also do programs where we support them go from idea to POC, or go from POC to like go to market on a strategic business side, not on the product side. And we just launched our initiation to entrepreneurship program online. And this is the one where we're actually targeting women from all over the continent, not just from Tunisia, who,
Amazing.
uh, yeah. So I'm excited that this one is not going to be just Tunisian women, which is amazing as well. But I really want to see diverse teams working together, solving issues that at the start they might not look the same, but the root cause is definitely the same.
I think that's amazing. And I think, I know from my experience of bringing systems together like that, it's so much richer. The learning journey is so much more powerful. And also for people to see themselves in other places and recognize that that similarity and that power. And so is the program enrolling right now? How can folks find out about it?
So I can comment or put down the link if anyone wants to share or apply or whatever you want. But it's really beginner stage, so it's
Okay.
entrepreneurship education.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is this aimed at someone who maybe is thinking about starting something, maybe has an idea, or is even before that?
No, it's before that. So this is for three types of people: university students, female
Okay.
university students, people, women at any age who spend their whole life doing something and they just want to change their career path and they want to build a startup in the future or a business or whatever. And unemployed people who just want to build new capacities and skills, because this is a 6 weeks program that's online where there are workshops, mentoring, one-on-one sessions, and master classes, and of course homework and deliverable, because it is based on education and like actually upskilling the participant in a way to learn more about how you can build a business in the future. So they will be working on ideas and like becoming a team and all of that. But the purpose is not for them to build a startup now, but to know exactly what to do once they have that $1 million idea.
Right. That's brilliant. That's amazing. That's amazing. And what's the investment to come in? Is it a sponsored program? Given some of the people that you're targeting, how does it work?
Yeah, so this one is paid. It's for, in dinar it's 150 dinar, and in dollar it's $50 to participate if you get accepted, because we get people apply more than we can actually support and help.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
Well, yes and
yeah,
no,
so
but yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's
Oh,
exciting.
that's really, really exciting. That's super exciting. And tell me about we were talking the other day about your desire to interview women across Africa. Can you say something about that and
Mhm.
the project that you're working on? Because it's super inspiring to me and I'm
Yeah,
excited about
yeah. So of course, yeah.
it.
So this is a thing that I've been wanting to do for so long, but I'm kind of scared. I'm happy talking in front of 1,000 person in a conference, and like I love doing that. But like behind the camera, that's scary for me. I'm weird. Um,
You say you're not
so
weird. You're not weird.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
so many women feel like that. It's super interesting. But yeah, carry on. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know
yeah.
why the camera scares me, but anyways. Um, so this project is about bringing women from different countries in Africa, but not only in Africa, where the theme is related to business, technology, or culture that has something to do with Africa. So what I'm trying to do is build stories or provide stories of amazing women who did amazing things in their sector of activity, in their industry, innovated, changed the community, created positive impact in the continent of Africa.
Mm.
So the women can be African or non-African, but the story needs to be about the African continent, because a lot of people are doing a lot of amazing things, come from amazing African countries, come from rich culture and history. But they are not known for their rich culture and history. They're known for stereotypes. The
Yeah,
second
exactly.
part,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and the second part is where we, like, in terms of media, we know everything that's happening in the US. We know everything that's happening in Canada, because there are a lot of media outlets and they tell us about all of these things. But it's not easy, or it's not easy to get access to information and media about African countries. And most of the times it's one sided. It's like the power the powerful party of that country will perpetrate whatever situation or story they want to show to the rest of the world.
Right.
I feel like that's what happened with Nigeria, with police brutality and all of that. So that was in the back of my mind. Like I wanted this series of videos and interviews to be holistic, where we talk about the country, the culture, the history, and that person's success and innovation and what they brought to the world that's changing the world in a way. And like what I want it to be is both inspirational and informative. Like, okay, I learned something from this.
Oh,
That's
I
it.
love that. I love that. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. And it really makes me reflect again on, from my perspective, being in North America and growing up in New Zealand, the whole African continent really is, I want to use the word mysterious. Having
Mhm.
said that, the only things that I really know are stereotypes, you know,
Mhm.
and these kind of blanket images of, I mean, the African continent is firstly huge. How many
Yeah.
countries are there? Oh,
43,
sorry to put
I
43.
think,
Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot, but there's lots,
or
you know,
47.
47 different countries with unique cultures, histories, backgrounds, stories, peoples. And yet, I think for so much of the planet, Africa gets just lumped into one idea of what Africa, the African continent is. And so
Yeah.
that's super exciting to me. Also, the
Mhm.
idea of, if I just think about too, the potential of all of these women with their amazing ideas. And I think you're right, especially in the developing countries that I've been in, the level of kind of female entrepreneurship blows me away. It just blows me
Mm.
away. And yes, often it's micro businesses, but there's a level of tenacity and power in those women and relentlessness that, if it was harnessed, you know, if that power, I mean, right, anything is possible. Anything is
Yeah.
possible. Yeah, it's amazing. So so I've got a couple of questions before we hit the kind of 30-minute mark. And they're kind of woven together because I've known you throughout your journey of building She Starts, and kind of the it took a while to find your people and to find your team. You've got an amazing team now of really brilliant women who are working with you. Tell us a little bit about your journey as an entrepreneur with She Starts Africa, and some of the more challenging aspects that you've moved through, and how you move through them. just in a
Oh
couple of
my God.
minutes. I know.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, it's been a journey. It's been
Yeah.
a journey. I think that the thing that was I struggled the most with in terms of She Starts is belonging to an extent. As an entity, we are different than what the Tunisian ecosystem is used to. We do things differently. I think the certain values that I have personally, that I embedded in a way in She Starts, are not very welcomed, let's say, in the Tunisian context. And so that was a little bit of a struggle in terms of who to partner with, and who to work with, and who to have as an intern. And I mean, people do things for different reasons.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that I needed to learn during my time with She Starts Africa is to know exactly who's who and what's what, and what works for me and my culture, my organization's culture. Yani means I mean in Arabic, by the way. I always say it.
Brilliant. I love it.
Um, um, and I think that's the thing that I learned the most. But right now, I have the most incredible team. The leadership in She Starts right now is just amazing. We are actually building um, a, She Starts Africa, some sort of consultancy, but it's not clear yet how it's gonna look like with a platform and all of that. Um, and like what you see, our communication, fundraising, and programs, and all of that. So I want to say thank you for Aya, Hadil, and Ines, who are honestly amazing. But the road to get here with this team was really bumpy.
Mm.
And I think uh, I understood what cultural fit means and how important it is. Because before I used to see cultural fit in job posts, and I'm like, what are you saying? Like, you're supposed to get the job done and that's it. But like, that's very, very, very important.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But also I have to say something. I feel out of integrity. I need to say something. Tunisia is really disconnected from Africa. So we don't know Africa. And Africa does not know us. We're very disconnected from the rest of the continent. And think that's one thing that she's especially with this program we want to do. We want to see teams. We want to, during the program, see teams from like 3 people, 3 different countries, or at least different countries per team. Because we're really disconnected from the rest of the continent, and we lost sight of our set of ethics and values as a country as a whole. And we're regaining that right now. Like, Tunisia is reinventing itself right now. And the mark of the 10th year anniversary of our revolution had people thinking, and people started talking about the problem of values and ethics and like roots and belonging and identity. People started talking about that again now because it's visible right now. Um, and so that's like, if She Starts Africa can be part of bridging that gap, and also maybe talking about certain values that I think our community needs, like honesty, integrity, actually working to make an impact, are very important, and I hope we have some added value in that sense.
Oh, amazing, amazing. I hear so many threads as you talk about your journey, and I'm just reflecting on. I think it's interesting. I think the entrepreneurial journey, no matter where you're doing it on the planet, has some similar flavors to it. It's often about experimentation, about trying things, seeing what works, and figuring it out as you go, and learning from those different experiences. And then obviously your geography and where you are in the world puts different barriers and other other things to work through, which really makes me want to ask kind of my second to last question, because we're nearly at time, is what's kept you going? What's kept you
Yeah,
going, Salmine?
yeah, I should spend time reflecting on that. I
Well,
think yeah, you go.
no, yeah, just even without reflecting on it, there's something here that I'm sure there have been many times that you've thought about quitting, right?
Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
must have, yeah, for sure. What kept you going? Like, why didn't you quit?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The ladies in our Facebook group and the messages that I receive are what kept me going. Like, I remember last spring, I was okay. I'm done. I'm done with the country. I'm done with everything, and I was like reaching my limit, not feeling like I belong. And then the lockdown happened, and we did a whole program online. And then I was like, this is why I need to not stop and keep on doing, because every time we had like the call for the workshop for the online program, we had like at least 25 people, 25 women in there. Like, there were at least 16 or 18 who were consistently attending each session, and it was like, I think like 3 or 4 sessions a week, and I was working my ass off. Like, that was my coping mechanism with the lockdown and everything that was happening. And like, just after that, like seeing the comments, or for example, a week ago, and a female entrepreneur just launched, who is a She Starts Africa member and graduate as well. She's like, Salmin, I want to talk to you in 2 weeks and in a month. And I was like, why in a month? We can talk in the coming couple of weeks, as in 2 weeks and a month are far, but they're not. Anyway. And she was like, no, 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 because I wouldn't have a lot of updates by then. But in a month, I will have a lot of updates, and I want to keep you happy with me and proud. And I was like, why are you saying this? I'm always going to be proud of you. And she's like, well, you expect us to actually like do something. And like, just that conversation, I was like, we did make an impact as She Starts Africa. Just the fact that they want to bring something new each time they talk to the team is just,
Yeah.
that's exactly what we're looking for. So I will never, I feel like She Starts Africa is something and I will keep doing for the rest of my life
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah, I agree, and I mean, I see so much of myself in you, and which is why I love you so much. That's not
I
the right
love
thing to
you
say.
too.
I see so much of me in you. I don't know how I phrased that, but it was the wrong way around. But anyway, I love you, and I think you're amazing. And I think one of the things we share is this relentlessness of supporting women,
Yeah.
and this, I'm like you as well. In the times when I want to give up, and yes, there have been many in my kind of long entrepreneurial journey of putting myself out there. When I talk with someone like you, when I do the work, when I'm working with my women, like there's no way, and I think particularly for entrepreneurial women, there's a thread of meaning in the work we're doing. We know that we've connected into one of the reasons why we're here. And I think that even if we try to put that down, it comes back. It doesn't leave us. And the other comment that I want to kind of finish up on is when you said, when your woman said to you, I want to have something to report to you because I know that I know that you want to hear what I'm doing. And I think that's also something we have in common, and that really is one of the billions of reasons why I'm so honored that you're going to be supporting the women in my global dojo, in our global dojo, because what we're creating is also just a relentless system of belonging and support, because that's what we need. We need those people around us who aren't going to let us give up, who are going to help us find a way through. And even in the conversations I've been having with the women who have joined the initial intake in the last couple of weeks, we can hear they've all got something that they were born to make, or to. And so I know that for any woman who's in the African continent who wants to connect into, I'm going to call what you're doing a movement, because it really feels like that to me, Salmine. You're taking a stand for the world that you want to create. And I mean, I'll show up for that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, because I remember the first moment I met you, I was like, okay, it may not be She Starts Africa, but this woman's going to change the world. Like, well, no, it's true. You have that thing that is so magnetic, and along with it, you have ferocious skills and talents and immense value to offer. And so, again, if anyone wants to hang out with Salmine and her amazing team in her program and in the She Starts Africa programs, and get in touch with Salmine and find out, or just get into their community so that you can be part of this journey of finding your place in the world. And equally, if you want to join another global group of women who will relentlessly support you to be the change to bring the change and to bring it, whatever that is, then send me a message about joining the dojo and hanging out with us. And Salmine is mentoring folks in that community. She's going to be making time to speak to people directly about their strategies, which is unbelievable. And I'm so proud and privileged and thankful. And I want to thank you for joining us today, Salmine. And just in closing, what would be just to put you on the spot in closing, and I'll share mine as well, what would be the top one or two things that you would say to an aspiring female entrepreneur or aspiring female leader?
The one or two things. Oh, okay. Be true to yourself and who you are. That's really, I feel like that's really important for female entrepreneurs, to not, aspiring entrepreneurs, to not try to change for anyone or anything. And the road is going to be really bumpy and hard. But find your tribe, find your people, and they'll give you the strength. Community like Revolutionary Women, the dojo, like
She Starts
that's
Africa.
what, to South
Yeah.
Africa, that's what women need, like other strong, amazing women pushing her, supporting her, helping her throughout all of it.
Absolutely. I just want to, I was going to give exactly the same advice and say that, especially when you find a community, and I think this is one of the shared values that we have in common, finding a community where you can show up as yourself, where it's actually okay to bring your amazing self into the community and not have to change that for other people. Because I think that's the other thing that a supportive community can do for us as women, is actually give us an experience of being accepted for 100% who we are, because it's so rare to find that anywhere. You know, we're always being required to change this, change that, be this, be that. So I want to take a radical stand for creating spaces where your whole human genius is welcome. And
Mhm.
that is, again, like why I love you so much, because that was my experience of meeting you for the very first time. I'm like, this is a genuine human being. And yeah. Okay, well, that's the Love Fest. Was more love festival, less love seat.
Thank you,
uh,
Morna, thank you for being my mentor, and being there for the past 4 years with all of my rambling and stories, and being so kind and generous and nice and amazing and genius. And like, I cannot be thankful for you and grateful for you enough. I love you. Just want to thank you. But I thank all the girls and ladies who are here today.
yeah,
um,
yeah, me too.
yeah.
Mm. Oh gosh, I want to do my. Okay, now I've forgotten that we're live and it's just us chatting. So okay. Okay, everyone. So we're going to sign off. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll post links to She Starts Africa and Salmine's amazing work. And again, in terms of the dojo, if you're interested in finding out about that, just send me a personal message here on Facebook and we'll connect and chat. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. And what time is it in Tunisia? Are you off to bed?
It's 7:40 p.m. No, it's still early.
Yeah, I'm the only one who'd be going to bed at 7:40. Okay, my love. I'm going to figure out how to stop us being live. Okay, bye everyone.